Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Hello. I'm Tony Hansen. Angelina is actually filming. She'll be with us shortly, so we're just waiting for her. But in the meantime, we're joined by Melanie Hassan. She is a hairstylist and influencer, and also a former student of mine from many, many years ago.
hmm
So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. So I haven't seen you in, I believe it was, we figured out 13, 14 years.
Just about, yeah.
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 And in that time, you've been doing a lot of things in the world of hairstyling.
hmm
And tell us about like what you're doing. And I see that you're always busy. You're working online. So tell us about it.
So I have a studio here in Staten Island
Mhm.
and I do my clients regularly, but outside of that, I branched off and started doing education for other hairstylists. So I'm an independent educator. So I travel around the US and teach classes on how to do the techniques that I do on my own clients and helping motivate other hairstylists to grow their business and grow themselves as stylists. And then
Mhm.
I also work with other hair brands.
Awesome. So how'd you cross over from doing hair to actually becoming an educator?
It's always something I wanted to do. As soon as I went to my first class, I wanted to be an educator. I got so much value out of the independent education
Hmm.
rather than like the brand focused education. And it was something that I was really, really interested in. But I felt that I couldn't be an educator until I felt extremely confident in everything that I was doing with
Right.
doing hair.
Right.
So I continued my education as far as I could until I started to feel like that.
And that's good because you feel like, especially that you're on the internet, you feel like you have a certain level of responsibility to give out correct information,
Right.
and you don't want to be spewing nonsense. So you want to make
Yeah,
sure you know 100% of everything, right?
exactly.
So that's good.
Yeah.
So you basically tour around and you'll do education for, I guess, you know, like all sizes. Like how many people usually in the classes when they come?
About 50.
About 50.
Yeah.
And do you go to pretty much all places in the U.S.?
hmm
Do you ever travel outside?
I haven't yet. I'm hoping that I can do that in the future.
Is that like another level to go up? Because I imagine the styles might get different when you go out of country.
It's not really the styles get different. It's more like where you're going. Is there going to be a language barrier?
Right.
You were traveling with product, so how does that work? It's something that I definitely have to learn more about before I jump into. I know there are companies that help American hairstylists go overseas, and
Really?
yeah, they help kind of, I guess, do the production for those classes, which is it's really cool
Okay.
because there's definitely more complications when you're teaching overseas because you're technically working overseas.
Right.
So you have to, I'm pretty sure you have to get like work visas and stuff like that. So there's a lot of elements when it comes to international teaching. So I'm not sure how the independent side of that goes. So that's
Mhm.
something I would have to learn more about before I jump into that.
So I mean, obviously this is a passion for you. And when I met you, it was back when how old were you said you were 14,
14.
14. And I was here at the studio and you were singing and you did a great job. And it was cool. It's cool for me right now to see that when you've gone from there, like you were just kind of getting on your feet.
hmm
And then now, I literally, I think it was probably like 3 months ago, I just happened to come across you and I was like, oh wow. And then, she's doing hair and I couldn't believe it. Um, how did you transition from music, singing, and being in that creative environment to being creative with hair and beauty and things like that?
So the only two things I've ever really been super passionate about are music and now doing hair.
Hmm.
So it's funny that now, as I'm still doing hair, I'm on a stage doing it a lot of the time.
Right. So it's still the stage aspect, right?
Still a performer at
Yeah.
heart. I think it's really similar, like the music aspect and the like doing hair.
Hmm.
I explained this, I forget where I explained this, but I feel like there are it's a similar art to learn. There are artists that do hair that are super technical.
Right. Yeah, it
And
is.
then there are artists that are more like go with the flow, like they don't even know like any technical terms, they just do it. And I feel like I've met the same kind of people when I was in the music world,
Right. Yeah.
where it's like I don't know how to read music, but I have perfect pitch, and or the people that are like playing the piano and like reading all the music and
Right.
transposing and whatever. So I felt like it was super, super similar.
it's artistry in the same way, and you
Yeah.
can be very cerebral about it, or you be, very creative about it.
Right.
But yeah, and you're on stage either way.
I'm on stage either way. I
Yeah.
clearly enjoy being on stage, but I didn't want to go to college. Right out of high school, I wasn't going to get into any good colleges because my grades were horrible. So hair school just sounded good. And I was like, I'm going to go.
Do you find that you're still getting nervous on stage?
You always get butterflies, I feel like that means you care.
Right. I always feel like for me, the nerves are getting to the event, getting everything to a point where I know it's going to work correctly. And I don't have the time to worry about like what my performance is going to be.
Right.
And I'm so used to that I don't think of anything else. I just got to get ready to go. And then when you're there, hope for the best.
Right. I actually was told at my first hair show that I ever did, it's like on a stage it was in Javits Center. And I was on stage teaching on a mannequin, and one of the biggest hair educators in the industry pulled me aside afterwards, and he was like, "You're a really great educator, and you really know how to like position yourself on stage to be able to show what you're doing. Like you have good like stage etiquette." And I was like, "I'm a theater kid. Like I grew up doing theater and not blocking someone on stage and being in a band and having to share the space." So it almost felt like second nature to me because I've been doing that for so long.
Yeah. Did you ever think that when you were young that you would find your way to hair?
No.
Were you
Maybe.
doing it? Were you doing it for fun at all, like to friends and such? But
Yeah, I was doing it on myself, on my little sister. I would do her hair and makeup. I definitely was interested in it, but it was never presented as a real career. So I just thought it was like I just liked doing my own hair, and it was just creative. But it was like frowned upon. I feel like for me.
Oh, by family, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that's the parents' job to,
Yeah.
make sure that we do the best, I guess, right?
Yeah. And they were like college, and I'm like
Hair.
hair. Sorry.
Well, that's probably a hard decision to make, to choose that, right? Because
I mean, I'm a rebel always, like I always have been. And when we were applying to colleges, my grandma gave me money for my college applications. And she did it with all my siblings and all my cousins, which was really generous of her. And I spent all the money on like food and stuff after school, like Dunkin' Donuts and whatever. So I had no money to apply to school, and I didn't want to tell my mom that I spent all the money, and I didn't want to go to college anyway. So I just didn't apply. So when it came time to get my letters of like acceptance or rejection from colleges, my mom was like, "Where are all your letters?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I didn't apply. I didn't apply to college."
Oh, wow. And that's how they found out.
That's how they found out.
So that was a rough time in the household for a while, I bet.
They were livid for a really long time, which I like now understand. Like I would probably have the same reaction.
I can see that. For me, it was I was in college, and but like the closer I was getting to graduating, it was all about like, well, you're going to go to the city and you're going to get a job in the city. Like they had it all planned out for me, and I was like, I just don't want to do that. And like I'm not trying to shy away from hard work. I want to work and find something I like, but it's more important to me that I'm passionate about it.
Yeah.
And I started the studio, and I got lucky. Thank God it worked out well. And that's kind of what all you can do, like you did. Like you just dive into what you love, and usually if you do love it, you will make it work.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing you could trust because your heart's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your intuition is telling you to go one way. It's hard to quiet that down.
Right. I was always fearful of being in like a job where I don't want to be here. I don't want to do it, and I feel like I'm wasting my time. And
Yeah.
I guess I was always worried about wasting life.
Yes.
I didn't want to do that.
Same.
Similar for you.
I felt the same way.
Yeah.
I would look at the majors in the college handbook of like which colleges have what majors, and I was looking and I'm like, I don't know. What do we got? Preschool teacher? Like I'm not sure. Like I don't see anything that I like. And I remember a girl I went to school with, her cousin went to hair school when I was a senior in high school. And I was like, oh, I want to do that. And my mind was made up. And that it was as simple as that. I was like, I always liked the smell of a salon when I walked in. I've always loved getting my hair done. I've always loved the way like a hairdresser has made me feel. Like when you're done and your hair's all done and you get turned to the mirror, like it's a good feeling. And I was like, I could actually really see myself doing that.
Hey guys, welcome back to Hello podcast, and thank you so much, Tony, for filling in for me until I got here.
Happy to help.
Thank you. So let's catch me up on what you guys have talked about a little bit. You want to get
So we went over a lot of great stuff. I mean, Melanie has been in the industry for a long time now, 10 plus years, and she's built herself up pretty well. She goes out, she educates others on how to do hairstyling. She has her own studio nearby that she does it, and I definitely feel like she's like a cool trendsetter in her own field. And
Thanks.
And I feel proud because I knew her back way when.
You did.
how long do you guys know each other for?
I was 14 when I started coming here.
Holy
Now
shit.
I'm 29. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you came here to
I was in a band.
Oh, you were in a band?
Yeah. So I was a singer, and
Love that.
there was a lead singer spot open in this band, and I ended up coming and auditioning, and then I was in the band for like 3 years.
Yeah, it
Three,
was a
4
kid
years.
band. It was in the Castellanos House Music program.
Oh, nice.
And all the kids in there were like selected because they were excellent at their age level.
Wow.
And then we got Melanie in it. She killed it. And yeah, they were.
That's awesome.
It was an amazing band, actually.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
How come you didn't keep going with it?
We had some members that didn't want to take it far. I was like
That always
ready
happens,
to go.
right?
Yeah.
Like, it's always like another band member that like fucking.
Yeah, it's always the one. They're like,
always the
nah.
one. And then it's like the band breaks up. It's like.
That's what happened.
Oh,
That's
like that kid Liam, man, the pain, dude.
Don't even get me started. It like hurt my heart.
It hurt my heart.
Yeah.
Like
He's so young.
he was so he's so attractive, and
know.
he had the world by the balls, like literally. And it's just like, how the hell?
Because it really takes over, like, just
Yeah.
being in that world. And
Oh my God.
it's so sad.
It probably, and then the girlfriend left, and then like that's what he did. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
She probably feels horrible.
I would feel terrible.
I can't even imagine.
I mean, that was
I
to
know.
me. I was just like, oh God. See, that's what I'm saying about like these bands. It's just crazy how like if they break up, it's like who's depressed, who's got and mental health is a real serious thing.
100%.
It's a serious thing.
Yep.
And I don't think people realize. I mean, it's definitely better than back in the day how people like really view it now.
It's more awareness. I
More
would say.
awareness.
Yeah.
But I still feel like there's still like a stigma about it, and like people don't really want to talk about it because it's hard, right? It's like hard to come out and say like, hey, I have an issue,
Yeah.
like I feel depressed, or like I'm stressed out. And it's hard to be that person, be so vulnerable.
Absolutely. Especially like
Him.
Liam Payne, he has a whole platform. And
can't.
if he comes out, he's subjected to so much hate on the internet. We were talking about that before, like all the negativity. And it just
Terrible.
makes it worse. And it's like you can't help but think like if he didn't see some of those things and wasn't affected by all the negativity, like would this have led here? It's
100%.
it's sad. And we were just saying before how growing a platform and having eyes on you and having social media presence and having a video go viral, people say the most horrible
Yep.
things, and you have to have thick skin. But at the end of the day, we're human, It's
We're not
like,
robots.
We're not robots.
100%.
And I don't read my comments, and like I'm a hairstylist. I put out stuff that is hair related. I'm not like an influencer where I film my life. So I feel protected. I feel like there's a
I
wall
get that.
between it.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So I don't get into that side. Like if I shut my phone away, like I'm good, like I'm
Yeah.
not going out in public and people are recognizing me. Like I'm a hairstylist. If I'm going to hair shows, it's a different story. So
Then you're subjected to the people that are in the hair business that are like jealous. Like, I could see that going on
yeah,
too.
100%. It
What the
happens in
hell?
anything.
It's so crazy.
It is, but I feel really lucky that I'm able to like, okay, you know what? My phone's really annoying me. I'm putting that away. And
You
now
have that. That's good that
I
you
have
have that
that,
gift.
yeah.
Yeah. Because a lot of people like, I don't really.
I know.
And like maybe he didn't. I don't know him, but like in this industry, it's very hard.
Yeah.
Especially like, for example, like a lot of people depict me as like the villain, right? And in real life, that's not really who I am.
Yeah.
So when I do read these comments, it's very hurtful. It's always about my looks. It's always about, obviously, it's about my personality, but they're only seeing 45 minutes of edited footage put together.
Yep.
And it's not really, it's mostly all the drama.
Yep.
And it's not the good shit all the time. Like there's some good stuff that they do air, and I love those things. But obviously, reality shows are about what? Like, conflict and resolution.
Yep.
Right? So they always want to show both. But for some reason, I'm always, you know what I mean? So it's hard for me because when I do read these comments, it's fucked up.
It's
like,
horrible.
you look like shit.
Yep.
Oh my God, plastic surgery, bitch. Oh my God, get her off TV, she's busted. It's like, are you kidding me? And then I'm like, I would never, even if I was never on TV, I was never I don't even call myself a celebrity. People call me that. If I was never on TV at all or anything, I would never go on a celebrity's page or somebody that's an influencer or whatever. I would never, even before I know social media wasn't huge back then, but I wouldn't even think to go on somebody's
just
page
said that.
and say any of this disgusting shit. I don't know what is wrong with people nowadays.
Just scroll. It takes nothing to, if you don't like something,
Just
I don't
get
like
off my
that.
page.
Scroll.
Get off my page. Like,
Unfollow.
Unfollow.
I block people on TikTok where if I don't like their content and I like get sick of seeing it, I block them.
There you go.
That's
It's
it.
simple
I
as
don't-
pie. Like, just do that instead of like going on some. It's such like hateful shit, and it's like we can be so much better as humans than that. You know what I mean?
100%.
And this is what turns into people killing themselves, suicide, wanting to, place like harm on themselves, not feeling good about themselves. And this is not what we should be doing as humans.
I agree.
I'm sorry. We should be all building each other up and not tearing each other down. And it's
agree.
sick. It's sick
It
at this
is.
point. And it's just getting worse. I
It
don't know.
is.
Am I wrong? Like,
No,
right?
you're 100% right.
I'm like, is it just me? Like, what
No.
the fuck is
I
going-
posted a video and it has like 10 million views, and so many people in the comments are like saying I'm cross-eyed.
What the fuck?
Yeah, like,
come on.
It's so much, and so many people
You're
are
not
like,
cross-eyed. Like, I'm looking at you right now.
I'm like, I say it to myself. I'm like, am I? And I look in the mirror, and you end up like
Critiquing
analyzing your
yourself.
whole self,
That's
and
so-
you're like,
see?
do I need to like get more Botox under this eye or do that? And then
No,
I
would never. I'm not a liar. Like, you're not cross-eyed.
I would
It's
like
just a video. The way maybe like you.
the angle, the lighting, like at the front camera.
They're
I'm
just
like,
haters.
people are so mean, and I'm
So mean.
And I think to myself, I'm like, do you not realize that like I'm actually like I'm someone behind this phone, and I have to see that. Like, that's why I empathize in such a small way, because like I can't imagine how you feel.
Oh, it's terrible.
Where like I read a couple and I'm like, oh, and I get my phone away, and then I go on with my life. But when it's like everywhere all the time,
All the time for me.
It's
I'm actually happy that you don't have to endure that all the time, But I did sign up for. People are like, "Well, you sign up for it," but at the same time, even though I signed up to be on a reality show, or I got put on a reality show, I actually really didn't sign up for it. I got like chosen out of nowhere.
Right.
Being in a club, it's like one of those. Ever hear one
Right.
of those stories?
Yeah.
That was me. But I went back to it, and that doesn't mean that I can be abused, like mentally.
It's not right.
It's not right.
It's
No.
not right.
It's actually, I hope people watch this and actually like this resonates with a lot of people. The hate has to stop on everyone's pages. You, me, whoever, it's just gross. And we got to be better,
We definitely do. As a whole, everyone should realize that our words do make an impact. And whether you think your one comment isn't going to make an impact, your one comment is it's giving people permission to do the same thing.
100%.
And then it builds up, it builds up, it builds up. And then you're tearing someone who's actually, we're all human beings,
100%.
whether there's eyes on us or not. So all of you guys ganging up on one person,
crazy.
It's not right.
It's not.
What I don't like is what we talked about before, is that people join communities just to hate foul somebody.
100. I was going to say that too. Reddit and shit, terrible. It's like, is this the Angelina hating sub? I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like,
It's not right.
I'm like, are you kidding? And again, it's weird because those same people, they'll meet me in person and they'll tell me, oh, I used to hate you, but now I just met you. You're so much nicer than you look on the show. And I'm like, because I'm just a nice person. Like, you're only seeing 45 minutes of whatever. And then they're so nice to me to my face. And then sometimes people will actually talk shit and they'll be like in the DMs, I love you. And I'll click the person's page. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This same girl, I literally had to curse her out the other day. I don't usually do that, but I had to fucking give her, curse her out because I'm like, are you the same girl that's in my DM saying you're beautiful? I fucking love you. Yeah. You're sitting there saying I'm a piece of shit on this Jersey Shore video that a clip that they posted for the upcoming episode. I'm like, which one are you? Are you a hater or why don't you pick one? Because I looked in the DMs, I go, what the fuck?
That's insane.
Isn't that crazy? Like, you're telling me you love me in the DMs and then on the freaking Jersey Shore thing in front of everybody, fucking loser. She's such a piece of shit. She fought with my friend at Centrata in Jersey. I go, what the fuck?
Oh my
I go, I don't even know who this girl is. And
Right.
then I wrote back to the girl being nice, like back in the day or whatever, saying thank you for like saying I'm beautiful. That same girl has been writing to me even as of last week.
People have no
I'm like,
lives.
am I fucking crazy
No.
here?
I've never met a person who's truly happy who feels the need
Yes.
to do those things.
Exactly.
Because when I see, we talked about this before, when I see things I don't like, if I really like, all right, I'm really into Love is Blind right now.
Yeah.
And like, I have a lot of thoughts. And I actually, I definitely said some things on my stories.
Tell us the tea, girl.
Oh, it's bad. You got to catch up. It's just one of like,
probably real bad.
It's crazy.
I know Giannina. I was on a show with her.
Really?
Yes, I was on All Star Show with her.
So I actually said, I loved you. I love her. I've been watching it from the beginning.
She
But
actually had a baby with my friend Blake.
yes, I saw that. I love them together.
He was on. That's where they met on All Star Shore.
Oh
I was
my
on the same
God.
season as them. Yeah.
How funny. So I watched whatever season of The Bachelor he was on, and I watched her season. And I actually said on my stories today, I was like, this girl on Love is Blind, her name's Ashley. She's getting a really bad edit. And I actually said, I was like,
Story of my life.
I was like, right now, I don't like her. I was like,
words.
but I have a feeling she's going to have a redemption after filming's done. I think she's going to come on social media and show us who she actually is, because what they showed on the show was her like it was bad. Like the way she was acting. She just like, she put her hands over the guy's mouth that she was with during a fight. She was like
to shut him up.
yeah, she like,
All right.
like fell asleep when his parents were in town. It was like disrespectful. But they showed her apartment, and her apartment was a disaster. And what I know about mental health,
Why would they show that shit? Come on.
she let them in their apartment. She let them in there to film. What I know about mental health is if your space is like a disaster, usually you're going through it, and like you don't want to go home and do that. So I feel for her. Like she's not in the right space, and she's being filmed in a vulnerable point in her life. And she left for a show knowing they were going to come back and film her apartment. She still left it like that. Like maybe she's going through it.
Like no, not maybe, she is.
Yeah.
I don't even know this girl, and I could tell you he's been in my house before. He sees my house is in fucking disarray.
Yep.
And this is why, honestly, like it became bad for me because I got into my shit went down.
Yeah.
And that girl is definitely going through it because 100% you're not going to live and I'm learning this as I go because now I'm in a program. You will never live in that kind of space like that unless you're dealing with something mentally.
Yes.
And I'm not trying to speak for this girl, but I'm actually trying to like, say that she's not wrong and it's not her fault is what I'm saying.
It's not.
Because she doesn't realize, okay, maybe she thought they weren't going to show that shit.
Exactly.
That's happened to me before. But when you're in that mental health, like, you're in a downward spiral or whatever. I don't even know how to explain it. Downward spiral.
No, I know exactly. Yeah.
You're in all aspects.
Exactly.
You're not going to clean your house.
That's not on your priority
No.
list. Your priorities are like you're
Getting out of
exhausted.
bed.
Exactly.
Like,
and being on TV, like she's
on.
putting herself together, but then to have to do all that on top of it.
No,
and
you won't.
These are the signs that people don't look at. And it's like, I feel
You're smart.
I've been in therapy for like 22 years.
If I would have seen that, I would have definitely said the same thing though, because we know that shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there are
Crazy.
so many people that are commenting, like dragging so many of them. And you're like, look at the little signs, like, look at what they're really struggling with. Like one of the girls, her mom is like really nasty, but she's saying like emotionally abusive things to the girl. And I'm like, that's why she has this defense mechanism with this guy. It's like, look
It's like
how
fight or
she's
flight
spoken
with her.
to.
Fight or flight.
Exactly. So there's so many little things where I'm like, okay, a lot of them I couldn't stand, but I think that they didn't realize like how they were going to react when they were actually being filmed. Like, yes, they signed up for the show, but do you
don't know
really
how you're
know
gonna get
how
it.
you're going to be able to handle that? Like,
No.
I don't know what that's like, but to be in something like that, like it has to be taxing on you, and you kind of get to go stir crazy,
When
right?
when I was younger, I was filming when I was 22 years old. I left the first season, I left the second season. And back then social media was not huge. So I was not able to tell my side of the story.
Right.
Right. So I left the first season, I left over my boyfriend at the time, stupid, but had nothing to do with the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
The second season I came back and they were all like these famous, like who, and then like I was the beetle that left. Right. I came back to make amends and try to, figure shit out with everybody. And it was just like, who was giving me this and who was giving me issues. But I didn't realize that the editing was so fucking terrible for me.
Well, too, if you really pay attention, you could see the cuts.
Yeah.
You could see them like
100%.
Especially I see it on like The Bachelor when they have these long pauses, but they accidentally get the side of someone's face and they're actually talking and they make them look
You're
like
good
they're
at this.
crazy.
You're like
I pay attention.
Inspector Gadget
I
over here.
am. I really
I'm not
pay
even kidding.
attention.
You're
so
good.
I'm like,
Like,
that's
that
a
was
lot,
chopped
like-
and screwed.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't like that. Like that's
No.
such a lot. So many people ask me like, would you ever apply for Love is Blind? I'm like, absolutely not. Like I
know.
producing and editing and posting
You
my
like
own
to be in
videos.
control. Like I look at Kris Jenner, right? Like she's a fucking mastermind because like the shit that we're seeing on that show, that's what the mother's approving for her family. So nobody's getting fucked over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
you ever notice that, like whatever is on, you'll see the sisters fighting, whatever, but
Right.
they're okay with that shit being put out.
They know what's going
They
on.
know.
Right.
I'm watching my show as it airs, like say you would watch it. Everyone's like, you don't get a version beforehand. No, I don't.
No.
I get it. I have to watch it just like the world. And I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
But imagine me when I was 22 years old, leaving that show again. So I was 23 at the second season or 24, something like that.
Oh my God,
And
if I was on camera at that age, no, I wouldn't be here.
it was bad. And then I was never able to explain like what actually happened because social media wasn't huge.
Right.
And I had to live my life getting ice thrown at me in clubs, fucking beer thrown on me. It was bottles of fucking alcohol.
horrible.
I would go out to clubs, people would be like, fuck you, bitch. Like it was bad.
That's not right.
That's why I came back because I was like, oh, I don't want that to be my life.
Right.
Because, and then after a while, like that shit died down.
Yeah.
And like it got lesser and lesser because people didn't give a fuck as much anymore. And I was able to kind of like live like a little bit of a peaceful way, like a life. But then I went back on and now it's like, it's the same, it's a little bit better. I'm older now.
Yeah.
You're still like putting yourself out there and it's hard. It's hard. It is what it is at this point,
When you go out there, we all are different and unique, and maybe we
Yeah.
have our flaws. And when somebody puts that microscope on you, that
100%.
spotlight, all of those things come out. You have to wrestle with that. Like before, you're talking about Love is
100%.
Blind, about her dealing with her issues. But now it's like those issues plus the fact that it's all coming out.
Poor
and
fucking
she's,
girl. Who is this girl?
Yeah, re-seeing it.
This one is her name's Ashley.
I want to like DM her because
I'll send you a clip because I really feel for her and I
She
feel for the
definitely
guy
has that.
too. Like
Yeah.
the guy is also getting dragged, but he had two of his sisters passed away.
Oh, come on.
And I'm just like,
This is terrible.
you're putting them in situations to have these moments of like being in a relationship. One is hard enough emotionally, like you
100%.
go through enough,
Yeah.
but to do it in a completely sped up way where you have to decide to get married within a month, everything's heightened. So all these people are going through these emotions throughout the day and it's fucking them up.
And then it's like everyone wants their pockets filled, so they're gonna like edit and chop and screw these motherfuckers. So like
We're all talking about it.
you're all so if
We're
somebody
all
like
talking
you
about it.
and I would watch it, and it's like, oh, more money for like the network and more money. It's like it's a fucked up situation.
It is.
I get why they're doing it, but it's like these are people's lives.
Yeah. I
These
hope
are
there's
actually-
more respect. Like
Yeah.
I would like more.
But would that sell? That's the thing that they always say. Would that sell?
I know. And I get that.
Do you understand how crazy it is? Like thinking about,
No,
think
yeah.
about this fucking normal, like beautiful love and like nice shit and like having a reality show like that's just all filled with like sunshine and rainbows will not sell.
Well, you know what show I love? It's not a reality show.
Yeah.
Nobody Wants This. Have you watched it?
No,
You have to. You want to like warm your heart a little bit? Watch that.
nobody wants this.
It shows a couple who meet and they start dating, and he's like so confident, but not like overly masculine, like
Yeah.
not like that alpha male. They're not fighting. Like she has an avoidant attachment style, so she's like very like push and pull with him, and he makes her feel so safe. And it's so sweet. And I'm like,
nice.
I love that that's being shown and not this like toxic cycle of like who cheated on who. It's more like, here's a miscommunication. Like, hey, did you mean this? No. Okay, let's move on.
Where
Like
are the
that's
guys
the show.
out there that are actually
It's,
like
it's
that?
sad that that's the outlier of shows.
It's but it's blowing up right now.
Right. Well, it's
Really?
good.
I'm
Everyone
shocked.
loves it because everyone's
I
falling
like
in love
shit
with
like
that.
that.
You should watch it. It's
Everybody
only 10
else
episodes.
obviously likes drama. I don't know what.
I think that's why Hallmark does well because people are like, I just want to watch a show where it's
Warm your
just like,
heart.
I love Hallmark.
okay, it's relaxing and like you don't have to worry about what's going to happen.
I have that shit on repeat. Like it just like plays all day. Like especially
Watch
during
Nobody
Christmas.
Wants This. You would
Christmas
love it.
specials I love.
Yeah,
I'm definitely
it's
gonna.
really like I watched it and was able to like fall asleep.
Oh, that's nice.
I was like, I
Instead of
love
me watching
sweet.
haunted shit.
Oh yeah, I watched The Butterfly Effect the other night, and I was like, why did I do this to
Did you
myself?
ever watch The Terrifier?
No.
I watched that shit last night. He literally saw it like with a fucking actual hand sought her vagina
No.
all the way to her neck.
You really
I
sold
said,
it.
This conversation took a 180
No,
in 3 seconds.
no, the guy has
went
a
from
fucking
Hallmark to sewing a
manual
vagina.
handsaw, and he put her upside down. He saw. I go, he's not gonna do it. No, and he's. So I'm like, no way. I'm
Oh.
like, what the.
I'm good. I don't want to see that.
This guy, this terrorizer, terrifier. I don't know, the clown, the white clown.
I don't want to. No.
And that's the first one. There's number 2. And
Tell us more.
And the third one is in the movie theaters right now. And they only had a budget of like $2 million or something. And they were like actors that were just like, nobody knew who they were.
Yeah.
And this shit is blowing up. And I go, the way this guy murders people, he makes Jason, Freddy, he makes all these people look like nothing. I go, this guy is creepy. It took a turn. I know, it took a turn, especially when sawing off her vagina.
It's so funny
no.
because I feel like women are like
couldn't
bowls of
believe it.
spaghetti. That's how me and my friends talk. We're like bowls of spaghetti where we go all around and then we come back to the same topic. And men are like waffles where like everything's like compartmentalized.
He's like,
He's like, wait,
we're talking about this now?
I'm on this one, and we're like, no, we're
And then
12
two
All I,
steps
all I
ahead.
said was Hallmark.
And then 2 minutes later, we're going to talk about psoriasis on my face and eczema.
Literally.
We're going to go from this to that.
Yeah.
To sawing someone's vagina and eczema.
Okay.
Sorry, Tony.
Noted.
That's what us women do.
I'm here on this podcast to witness everything for the
These
male
are
population.
every one of my
Witness my
conversations with my friends. It's just
Yeah.
circles.
It always, but us women, like, because our brains are like, we just like,
Yeah, we go
have-
everywhere.
I don't know. We have like a lot of our shit. We think more than men.
More power to you.
Spaghetti, bowls of spaghetti.
Yeah. You
I
men
like
have mush
spaghetti.
in your brains.
Yeah,
Men have not to be rude, but it's true.
they're just compartmentalized.
Where is your brain? I'm kidding. He's really smart. Tony's pretty smart.
Yeah, he is.
You nerd. I can say that with love.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
You said it before.
What?
I got
You
you.
said I'm a nerd?
Yeah.
I am a nerd.
See, he admitted to you because he doesn't want to do that with me.
We talk about you mentioned every episode.
You know what I bought
Like
you?
Tony's a nerd, but we love
Wait,
that here.
at Comic-Con, I bought you that bet with the dice
You brought me dice? When?
yesterday.
You went to the Comic-Con?
No, 2 days ago.
Oh, well, it's a surprise to me. It's
I
news
bought
to
you
me.
the blue ones.
Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay.
Did you tell her that what you do?
What do I do?
Can me and her play in a game together? that
Oh,
would be-
yeah, of course.
Oh,
What is it?
Please, can you please play with me? She's like, I can't.
I have a show where we do like tabletop games,
nerds.
like Dungeons and Dragons
Okay.
kind of play. You play like a role in like
It
an
was
adventure.
hilarious.
Let's do it.
So Angelina went on, and Angelina is like
I won,
she did win.
Did you?
She was
but
wild
I
in the episode.
but I
It was
actually
great.
cheated.
No. How do you cheat?
You didn't.
She-
You didn't tally it up, my friend.
She may have gone over on her magic power, her spell points.
And
a
you
little
let
bit.
it. You let me
She,
do
she
it.
played a wizard character.
Okay.
Are you familiar with wizard? You know, Lord of the Rings, things like that.
I know like Harry Potter.
Okay, so like imagine if
There you
Harry
go.
Potter's gonna cast a spell, and maybe he went a little bit over on how much spell he can get out of his wand.
A little over? You mean a lot over?
He went a little over.
And he allowed.
I love that you guys did this.
And I won. But
She was hilarious on it
I
because
was-
she
you
because
just-
she's completely not in that world. To put her in that world is amazing.
I love that.
like
great.
my father. I was like, yes, yes, father.
She does not understand the context of what you're talking about.
I don't know. You have to like role play. It's like weird. Like, but it's cute. It's very cute. But you're obsessed with it. Every Wednesday you do it.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with it.
No, but all his friends come and they're like really cute and they're very nice. One of his girl like.
I feel like my mom is trying to like tell you about what I
I'm
do.
just saying,
He's
so-
so
And you should
cute.
come.
He
No,
plays
it's
his
so
friends.
cute.
Come hang
Like,
out with
he
him.
has the
You know,
same friend since he was like how old? Like that's like really amazing because like
kids like 8.
I don't
come
have
on,
any of those.
That's what I'm saying. Like Tony, you got a lot of. That's great. People don't have friends like that. you
My
know?
oldest friend is my sister.
I love that.
Yeah, but you're really close. You're almost less than a year apart, right?
We're a little more than a year apart.
little more than a year
Well, I have a lot of sisters, but that one we're
How many
like
sisters do you have?
5
Holy crap!
and a brother.
Oh my, how? So you're the oldest, or
I'm the third.
you're the
of
third?
7. Yeah.
So is your
Middle
brother?
child.
I'm definitely
Technically.
a middle child.
So you have there's 5.
So it's my brother, my older sister, me, and then my 4 younger sisters.
Holy crap! The freaking Brady Bunch. Yeah, that's like awesome though. You have
Yeah.
a brother. I always wanted a brother.
He's the best.
That's
There's only
great.
one of him. He's got 6 of us to deal with.
One of him.
There's only
For
one.
him.
So
For
he's
one
probably
boy.
like so
Is he
sweet.
last?
He's the best.
Yeah,
He's the
because he's dealt with
first.
the first.
he's been brought up with all women.
That's why I always say, I'm like, I need to marry a man that has at least 2 sisters. 'Cause
100%.
When you have one, you're babied by the mom and the sister,
Yeah,
and it's
nah.
like, I don't want to deal with that.
No.
But if you have 2, you're bullied by them, and then you're a good guy.
On 100% because every guy that I've ever dated that only has one, bad news bears.
Little
What if you
like
have no sisters?
what?
What if you have no sisters?
Not the best.
Do you have no sisters?
Yes.
I don't
I don't
No.
think it's the best.
I'm like in a girl's, like I'm a girl's girl. My salon, it's all girls. My career, all girls.
Yep.
My house, all girls. I'm not like into boys.
So you need a guy who has full understanding.
I need guys that
100%.
get girls. If a boy has no sisters and only brothers, you just know boy stuff. I'm like such a girl. I will not even pretend. I don't care about anything boy. I don't care about sports, nothing.
Are you dating anybody?
No.
Yeah, it's like the slim pickings out there, right?
Yeah. And I'm really just like, unless you're going to add to my life, like I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, because then a lot of them either take away or
That's the way to be.
Yeah.
You know, something's going to come along to be worth your
Yeah.
time.
I've like sacrificed a lot of time and like we said before, like I'm grateful for it. I learned so much from every relationship, but I'm just not like, it's not even to me a waste of time. It's more like I kind of know what I need and I know what I can offer. And if that's not going to mesh together,
yeah.
it's just like, what's the point?
There's no point. It's wasting
know?
your time.
Yeah,
It'll
it's
be
just
wasted
not-
time on like both
Right.
ends.
It's just not worth it.
Also,
Yeah.
a relationship that is like an A+ relationship is so different than a relationship that's like a C, because to C it goes down to an F, and like I need to get out of it. It goes up to back to a C, where it's like, okay, we won't break up. And when you find and wait for that right person, you know, whatever it is, somebody who has two sisters, and, you know, knows exactly, you know, what girls are about, you know, then that will be perfect. You will rarely fight, and when you do fight, it'll be about things that are meaningful, need to be solved, and that's what you want.
A lot of people think relationships like should be like hard and like it should be like worth fighting.
Because you've
But
never
it's
been in a
not
good
tr-
one.
It's not true.
Exactly.
It should be easy.
Yep.
It should not be hard. Oh, it's
Right.
you know, it was so hard, but we made it. It's like, no, it should
Whenever
not.
I see that, I'm like,
Yeah, no, it's like
With
it's like,
television,
come on.
think about it. Television teaches us that everything has to come with like this yin and yang back and forth, and
Yeah.
like you have to go through the struggle, the whole
Struggle
world against you.
and then
that's why I love Nobody Wants This, because it's like
yeah.
they're running into conflict, but they're resolving it. And I'm very like, at the end of the day, like I'm more like, if it matters more to you, then I'm like, okay, like it doesn't matter that much to me, so go for it. But
Yeah,
someone else has to be just as considerate if you're going to be easygoing like that, because
100%.
then
But
they're
then
going to
they're
just
not.
be like, it's just all about me now. I don't even need. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. She doesn't
I'll
care.
go out and she'll be fine with it.
Right.
It's like they don't even have to ask you anymore because it's like they just think it's fine.
Yep.
Right? And that's probably what happened with you. So let's talk about like skin
Okay.
and hair.
Sure.
Which ones do you want to talk about first?
We'll do skin first.
Okay. So do you want me to tell you
Yeah,
my
go
little,
for it.
So I think I have psoriasis on my face,
Okay.
like 100%, because I definitely know that I had eczema and now it has progressed into psoriasis. It is so bad to the point where I am filming obviously full blown right now. And every time I have to go and film, it'll get very bad and it'll get worse and worse. And I know something about you. You might have had something.
Yeah, so I had eczema on my face. And
Okay.
it was back in like 2021, I want to say, like it started to happen. It's never happened to me before. My eyes were like swollen,
Oh my God.
almost shut. It looked like almost an allergic reaction.
Do you know why that happened
Yeah,
to you?
what caused it?
So I think it was gluten, because I ended up
Oh,
going
shit.
to a doctor and they told me to start avoiding gluten. And anytime I would eat it, I would wake up and my whole face would just, like, I have to show you a picture. It's like my eyes were just swollen and like dry and red, and
Holy
I couldn't wear
shit.
makeup. I would put cream on my face and I would be in so much pain. It burns. I would just like ice my face and it just was horrible. So I got so strict with being gluten-free. Now I just started the animal-based diet. Have you been seeing that?
No.
So it's
You
like
gotta teach me all this stuff. Oh my
I'm
God,
like
this is
so
like-
obsessed with like health and wellness. Like I just
Well, this
feel
is
like
perfect that I'm talking to you because
Yeah.
you have to teach me all this gluten.
I will. I definitely. It's a journey. It's hard.
I don't care.
But once
I
you
don't
like,
care.
the more you know, the easier it becomes.
As long as it will get rid of this,
I'm telling you.
I can't live like this anymore.
So cutting your inflammation down, obviously, and like I'm not a doctor or an esthetician, so like I don't know this based on any kind of like
This is from your
background,
own-
but
your
from
own-
my own experience. Not only was that happening on my face, but I was so tired all the time.
Same.
My mental health was in the toilet.
Same.
And obviously,
Oh my God.
I was going through a lot at the
Holy
time that my
shit.
stress was worse. So maybe it all had to do with, and like everything was causing the
Wow.
next thing was causing the next thing.
Yup.
So obviously I started like going to therapy and like dealing with my own issues, but I still was dealing with like stomach problems and like I was so tired. I could sleep at any point of the day.
Same.
It would take me like 3 cups of coffee just to get out of bed.
Like, look, like I'm shot.
I know. So
Oh my God, the same shit going on.
I became completely gluten-free, and I would eat like gluten-free substitutes of stuff, which are fine, but in excess, like the ingredients really aren't good. So
So give me an example. Like, okay, what's gluten? Like, I know
wheat, bread, soy sauce, beer,
I don't drink beer.
barley, anything like any kind of bread or pasta, like wheat flour. That's
Oh shit,
all
I ate
gluten.
pasta the other night.
The good news is that like there's so many products that you can
Oh,
substitute
I could
now.
give you a list of all the stuff that's actually good. Like when you really want pasta, like there's a brand that I love. But as of recently, I was feeling like my brain fog had gotten so bad. I was so tired all the time. I was drinking
Jeez.
so much coffee, and I was like, something's up. And I was still gluten-free, so it wasn't that. So like about a week and a half ago, I started to do the animal-based diet.
What is that?
So it's meat, fruit, and dairy, basically. So it's a lot of like, it's honestly a lot of red meat, but I asked ChatGPT to make me a grocery list.
And that's at who's that?
It's like AI.
Oh, okay.
So
I had a feeling it was AI for
yeah,
some reason.
it's AI. So I put in ChatGPT, like, I want to start the animal-based diet. These are the foods that I like. These are the foods I don't like. Can you make me a grocery list and a week-long meal plan to follow that goes along with this? And I've been doing it for a week and a half.
And that like it writes you back and like
It writes
tells you.
everything.
I can't. How do you? What app is this?
It's just an app called ChatGPT.
Oh my God, you got to show me all this. You're gonna help my life.
I can show you over
She
here.
was just brought into my life because of you, Tony, to help me and like watch. Because of you, my skin's gonna. Because your skin is amazing.
Thank you. It wasn't. I'll show
was-
you pictures.
You got to see all this shit. Like it's all. You people like you don't have anything. It's not bad. I'm like, give me a break.
No,
How many
I
people
was-
probably told you that it's not even that bad? It's like
Everyone's like, you're fine.
That's
If
what it
you
is.
see the pictures of me, you'll be like, that's
You
you.
just type in
Like,
anything you want.
that's awesome. And even when I'm filming, it's like everyone's like, you look so good. I'm like, I don't feel good.
you have to feel good.
I see what's on my face.
Yep.
They just want me to go film.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
They
I
tell
don't
you something
feel
to appease you.
Yeah, like you look great. Come on, we got to go on set. I'm like, I am flaring up. Give me like a moment. I even hot compress. I
Mm-hmm.
do the ice. I take the, the stuff I have in my freezer. I think the ice did help a little bit.
It does. Ice is great for acne and psoriasis and eczema.
You would think that the heat is
No,
actually.
the heat, like,
I'm
it
starting to
inflames
realize
it.
that now.
Don't take hot showers and like
I
get
do.
water on your face. Like
See?
if you're gonna do it, like keep your my shower head. I can like put it all the way down, so I put my shower head like just to my shoulders.
I can't.
But then
Mine's like.
I like will do my face with only cool water because it really helps with inflammation. And
Probably why it's all red and shit.
yes, so earlier in the year, I broke
Wow.
out with hormonal acne all over my jawline. My whole forehead was fucked up, and like
Forehead's like diet though.
well, everything can be diet too. Like this can be like diet and hormones.
Okay.
This can be diet and hormones. So I cleared up the acne because I my esthetician friend, she put me on a whole regimen and it was great for me. And then as of recently, I started this animal-based diet. So I've been eating like steak, ground beef, ground chicken. I eat a lot of dates now. Like I put peanut butter in them and they're so good.
Really?
Yeah. And I used to hate them,
Where do you
but
buy
like,
them from? Like,
I go to Wegmans or Whole Foods.
oh, okay. They
I
had
love Wegmans.
Yeah, Wegmans is great. And I live
Wegmans
right by
is right
one.
down the block from.
Yeah, it's
Because I live
so
in
good.
Freehold, so it's like right down in like Manalapan.
Yeah, I used to go to that one. I've gone to that
Oh
one a
yeah,
couple
the one
times.
that's in that big parking lot.
Yeah. So I eat
okay,
a
so
lot
you
of
just get
dates,
dates.
cottage cheese, high protein. Like
Now, what if I'm allergic to dairy though?
so I
Should I take
found
that test? Like that's another thing I was going to ask you.
I never took that
I
test.
wanna do
but I
that.
went to this holistic doctor on Staten Island.
Yeah?
And she saved my life. I'm gonna sell you on it because like I'm obsessed with her.
Everyone's like, do you go to a doctor? Like maybe it's like your gut or something. I'm like,
Yeah.
where do I start? Where do I begin with this? Because
I'll give you her name and her contact information.
Thank you. I would appreciate it.
She's amazing and she will tell you what your intolerances are. And with some people, she does like an elimination diet. So she'll do like eliminate a shit ton of foods
Okay.
and then you add them back in slowly. So for me, when she told me I had to cut gluten, she also told me to cut dairy. But now that I've gotten my inflammation so down, I can eat dairy no problem.
Really?
I eat so much dairy now and I'm fine.
So it wasn't dairy then.
It was
really.
just like the gluten and the stress and all of that causing so much inflammation that
What were you eating gluten wise? Like, give me an example. Like you were eating
bagels, pasta, bread,
what
All the stuff you love.
fuck,
everything
dude?
that's good. Like,
Yeah.
but I'm telling you, like I had actually I
Pop
had
Tarts. I eat every day.
Oh
gluten.
man.
Pop Tarts.
So I don't eat any processed food.
Yeah, that's the real big thing because you have
I'm eating
preservatives in
candy
there.
like Twix bars. I'm like, what the hell
No.
am I doing? I might be allergic to chocolate for all I know.
you may not be allergic. You may just be like eating
Destroying
all the
stomach.
wrong things.
Yeah.
I think I am.
Donuts.
I'm telling you, after 3 days of eating the way that I'm eating, I feel like I don't get a 2 p.m. crash. Like I had a
2 p.m. crash is a big thing for
I
me.
had a cup of coffee this morning at like 7 a.m. and then another one at like 11 a.m. Not because I had to, because I just like wanted to.
Yeah.
And I'm still,
You're fine.
I'm fine.
You're still going.
I have so much
Wow.
energy and I'm sleeping better.
You are.
At first, I wasn't. When I first started, I was having a lot of trouble falling asleep. But then I started to eat frozen dark cherries at night, and they have melatonin in them, and they're helping me sleep.
Where the hell you buy that? Wegmans?
The frozen section, yeah. And Wegmans.
You got to show me all that. Dan, like, how do you, like, you just picked all this, like, you figured it out with that app too?
Not just with that, but like I just really pay attention to the way that I feel. And I know that I'm able to feel
awesome.
good. I'm 29, you know, like I
We know our
barely
bodies.
drink.
Yeah.
Like I drink like maybe once a month and I don't even get drunk. I'll have like a glass of wine. Like it's just not part of my lifestyle.
And then you would think it would be alcohol too. So it's not alcohol for you. It's not
No.
alcohol for me either.
No.
I have not had any alcohol in forever.
Yep.
And I used to think it was alcohol.
Yeah.
It's not.
So I cut I cut down on the sugar. Like I'm not having like any real like refined sugars. Like I'm eating a lot of fruit. So I'm not like limiting myself on
What
carbs,
kind of fruit?
And I eat a lot of blueberries, like a ton of
I
blueberries.
love blueberries.
A lot of watermelon.
Blueberries are great.
Blueberries are
You
great.
should go to Costco. They have like the whole big pack at Costco.
Yeah, and they're huge right now. I got them at Wegmans, and they're no joke like this big.
wow.
Yeah, they're crazy.
They're
But
big.
A lot of blueberries, Greek yogurt. But
What
a lot
brands? What brands do you eat?
the Greek yogurt I like Siggy's.
Where's that?
It's
What's
this it's like an Iceland. It's from Iceland.
Okay.
I'll show you a
I
picture
don't think
of it.
Chobani is good. I think that's processed.
I think there's like weird ingredients.
Yeah,
in
I don't
Chobani.
want that.
Siggy's is like clean. And I put honey and cinnamon in it, and it makes it taste so good. And I don't have to get a flavor. I just get like
that's
regular
awesome, 'cause
plain
you're putting like
yogurt.
natural stuff in it. That's
Yep.
good. That's,
Yeah.
Instead of getting like the processed whatever fruit in it.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
yeah,
So you feel better with that.
so much better.
So meat. So red meat. What's the other
Red meat. I'll eat chicken too. I'll eat turkey. Any kind of meat is fine. Fruit like berries,
Blueberries.
a lot of berries, a lot of
You said
watermelon.
dates and peanut
dates,
butter.
apples. I just had apples
Green
for a
apple
snack.
or red?
I like red.
Oh, really?
I haven't had a green apple in a while. I got
I don't like green apple. They're too sour for me. I don't know.
I like it if I have like honey on it.
Yeah.
Like if I put honey on it.
I can see that.
I have cherries every night as my like dessert. You
I
can
haven't
have
had
dark
cherry
chocolate.
in so long.
I never liked cherries as a kid, and now I'm eating them every day, and I'm
I have
like,
to
what
try
is
a
going on
cherry.
with me? And then I also am having raw cheese,
Like what kind?
organic. What's it called? Organic Valley, I think.
You got that from Wegmans too?
I got that from Whole Foods, but I think they have it at
Oh, Whole
Wegmans.
Foods is good with that
Yeah.
stuff. I gotta
And
start
it's
shopping
raw
in there.
organic cheddar cheese, and my stomach doesn't hurt. It's a good high protein snack, and I feel like I don't ever get like starving, and I used to, especially being like gluten free.
Yeah.
Within an hour or two, I'm starving for my next meal, and then I'm like, what do I eat? Like I don't know what I'm going to eat that's going to satiate me. So now it's just like breakfast sausage, eggs. I hate eggs, but I eat them anyway.
They're not like bad for you, I feel, right?
No.
Especially like the organic ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I'm obsessed with like doing things that make me feel better.
Sammy from my show, she drinks celery juice every morning. And that, like, I have like the juicer, but I'm like, this shit's so hard to like clean up. I'm
It's
like,
a lot.
what the fuck?
I'd rather buy celery juice than do it myself.
But the only thing about that is you get like, she even said it, it's better when it's fresh. So it's like, but she does this shit I'm like, how the fuck is your skin so clear?
Yeah.
She's like, I drink lemon juice, no, lemon water. I'm sorry, lemon water that's like cool, not cold.
Yeah.
So she'll do that in the morning. Then she'll do the celery juice. Then she does like this like smoothie or something. I'm like, oh, like, you know, it's, and
Yeah.
she puts like, I forgot, like chai seeds or some kind of, some kind of, I forgot what it is. I got to get the whole list from her. But
Yeah.
the celery juice is a big thing with her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's why your skin is so good.
I feel like everybody has their own thing. Like
But celery juice is big.
celery juice is amazing. It hurt my stomach.
Really?
Yeah. I just think it just wasn't right for me.
I hate cleaning that fucking thing up. I'm like, it's all over the place.
Also, your biome gets used to certain things too. If you try to introduce it, it may be the thing that messes you up.
I agree. I just feel like because I already am gluten free, I have to put so much effort into my food that for me to juice celery every day, it's not happening. Like,
Yeah, that's going to be extra, like
it's
too
not,
extra.
yeah, it's not happening. So I like really weigh the pros and cons. I'm like, is it really going to change my life, or are all the other things I'm doing going to be good enough and I'm going to feel good about it? Because like your stress levels matter too. So,
and that's the food you eat too can actually add to it, right?
yeah,
And take away from it.
100%.
Supposedly the food you eat can account for like 75% of the diseases you might get in your lifetime. If you eat correctly and properly, you will not get
Like Alzheimer's and shit.
That's
You know what's crazy?
Crazy.
I'm PMSing right now. And
Same.
I'm usually,
I'm almost over it right now.
I'm like getting it in a couple of days. I'm usually an animal right now. Like I'm not well. I'm not answering anybody's calls. I'm like in a bad
You're moody
place.
'cause we have that
horrible
shit. Like,
and sad and
guys
just
don't
like
fucking get it.
They don't get it. And like I just feel bloated and disgusting.
Yeah.
I feel great.
Really.
I'm not kidding. Like I tell everybody, I'm like, everybody needs to try this. Like
I
I'm
definitely
obsessed.
need to try that.
It's really helped me so much. Like I
can't
feel
even
really
believe
good.
it. That's all. You have
And
to keep doing
all
it.
my like TikTok videos that I save, it's all like different meals and like ideas.
Oh, so
and
you put all this on TikTok?
I don't post it. I just save it.
Okay.
So, because I'm like,
You
I'm
should
no
post
expert.
it. You
I
should
know.
put it-
I started to on my stories today, and everyone's like, post more of your meals.
You
I'm
should start
screenshotting
doing that
them.
because a lot of people probably like us and like don't have the best, like they don't have like guidance. Like I don't fucking know where to start. Like
I know. It's
I have-
just what I like about it.
You
And
know?
I'm like you, where I'm like, I don't know where to start. I like that the animal-based diet, there's no real structure with the meals where it's like, oh, it's breakfast, so I'm going to eat breakfast food. Like I'm eating a ribeye for breakfast,
That's crazy.
but I feel good, like great.
You feel good doing it.
It's like protein is protein, right? If I'm going to eat sausage or I'm going to eat a ribeye, like what's the difference?
yeah,
You know what I
there is a-
mean?
I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same concept.
Right.
Same
So
thing.
in the morning, I'm eating. I do the whole cutting board thing because it's like you eat on a cutting board.
it's
Do
fun
you
to eat on the
really?
cutting board, isn't it?
Yeah, I eat on a huge cut. I'm like, my friend's like, you're gonna bring it to work. I'm like, just to make you laugh. Like I'm bringing my cutting board
Wait,
to
what
work.
made you do that? That's just like a
It's
thing.
part of the animal-based diet. Everyone's
Right.
just doing it.
That's
Everybody
hilarious.
shows their meal, eats
Everyone-
off of
Get
the
the
wooden.
fuck
Literally
here.
on my Instagram stories right now, it's my giant cutting board, and then I have my
No.
little
I gotta
one
see
for my
these
snack.
videos, girl. I
It's
gotta see
so
my cutting
funny.
board.
So I
That's
have
great.
like this morning for breakfast, I had
enticing.
two eggs, two like soft-boiled eggs, two chicken
On the cutting board?
on the cutting board.
I'm dead.
So I had my eggs, my sausage, I had my dates and my yogurt with berries. So I have like my main and my
Like a
dessert.
charcuterie board. Of
It
like,
is.
That's exactly what it is.
And I feel like it's fun. Like what I'm eating is like I'm involved.
It's almost like you're celebrating when you can eat, right? A little
That's
bit more, I feel.
adorable. If you
Yeah,
think
so
about it.
for dinner later, I forgot to defrost the steak.
Fuck.
But I have cottage cheese and like that's gonna be my protein.
Okay.
Like, but it takes that like I feel like I overthink it so much and I'm like, well, cottage cheese isn't a dessert food. But I'm like, cottage cheese is protein. I'm dessert
So instead
dinner
of the
food.
steak, you're gonna have that.
I'm gonna have cottage cheese because it's easy and it
it's-
simplifies my whole life. And I eat it's like girl dinner, but like more, you know?
So what are you gonna put on the So you're gonna put that on the charcuterie? Just tell
I'm
me
gonna put-
tonight's charcuterie.
I'm gonna put
Can't say the
cottage
word.
cheese.
Charcuterie board.
I'll do cottage cheese. I'll do like a bunch of berries. I'll probably do 2 more dates, honestly.
How big are dates? Like, and how do you have to like cut them open? I forgot.
Cut it open, you take the little pit out, and then I put peanut butter in them
That's awesome.
because I like it. Some people are putting butter in them. That's too much for me. And then I'll probably do like, I have like chicken sausage for breakfast. I'll probably put it in the air fryer and eat it for dinner.
So you're gonna put all that in the, and then you're just gonna be walking over to your.
I'm gonna go to my table and I'm gonna eat off my
That's
cutting board.
adorable. It's like a cute little concept. Like
It's like fun.
that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna do it. Fuck it.
Anything that like is fun for me, like sign me up. Like I want to be
mean,
involved.
I
You
didn't
know?
even know about this cutting board thing. Like, and you even knew about it.
Oh yeah, it's all over TikTok. I
Is it?
actually was assigned a diet from my nutritionist that I had pretty much had to go on. It was good for me and necessary. And it was 100 days. I didn't cheat even a little bit, and I had 2 eggs every morning, and then I had every time meat, but in 4-ounce quantity, and I could have some tomatoes, and I ate that every day without fail for 100 days.
What the
And,
hell?
and I also had a supplement shake in the morning
Oh my God.
and just water. And I even did. What happens after 30 days, which is really interesting, is your relationship with food completely changes.
Wow.
Because right now, like I'm gonna go home and eat. Maybe I'll eat later. You don't look at it that way anymore. You don't even fiend for it. You just eat it, and you get full really fast.
Yes.
And you're happier. Chris Pratt said it best. He goes, I used to be happy when I ate food. Now I'm happy between, and I eat my food. I'm sad, but all the hours in between, I
Yep.
feel good. I feel great. I'm happy. And the diet reversed all the numbers I had going on that were bad. Everything completely.
Like numbers of what? Like like
my
your blood.
my liver, my cholesterol.
Oh, because you did a blood work
my
test again.
Yeah, and my regular doctor, he said, like, goes, well, your cholesterol is going up. It's about a 204, which is not so bad.
Yeah.
But it's 204, and he says they're going to put you on medication for that. And I said, well, I'm talking to a nutritionist, and he feels like it'll come down. And he goes, let me tell you something. I've been in this for 20 years, and I'm going to tell you that no matter what, even if you get it down a little bit, you're going to go down by 5, and you'll be on this medication no matter what you think.
He's trying to sell you that.
And I said, okay, well, I mean, I'm going to try this way. I really don't want to do that.
That's so weird.
So I went to 100 days. Again, I didn't cheat at all, nothing. And I came back, and my cholesterol went down by 35.
What did he say then?
Wow.
Nothing.
He was like,
I didn't even get him. I got the nurse, and I was so upset.
oh,
'Cause
you should have got the
she's like, wow,
fucking
you went
guy.
a lot.
I would have been like, what's up, doc?
Yep.
I was even like, he said
I'll
he
prove
couldn't
you
really
wrong.
do it. She's like,
Yep.
oh, well, it looks like you got it right. And I was like, I want satisfaction.
Fuck, you still got to go back to that guy and tell him.
No, I just stopped going because obviously he was wrong.
Well,
Yeah,
it's like our
he's a
hormone
douche, too.
levels. Like, I am literally living proof. Last month, my PMS was so bad. Like, I was hysterical crying every single day. Like, I was in pain. I was just like moody, sad. I don't even know. This month, and it's just from eating differently.
You think it's all by the gluten or gluten anything else?
No, I think it's the animal base that's making me feel like this because I'm also eating a lot more red meat right now.
You're making you feel better.
I have times where I have like moments of like I just feel weak, and obviously I think iron and such. But I think it's more than that because I had my iron levels checked, and then I know now that if I feel that way, I go and have a steak, and literally as silly and blunt as that sounds, I have a steak, maybe some other red meat, and I come back, and I'm just missing it in some sort of way beyond iron. There's something in.
I don't eat
animal.
any of this shit ever.
You have to
Wait,
start.
you know what's really fucked
You
up?
can't live off Twix and donuts.
Wait,
and
no,
Pop-Tarts.
and that's why.
Let me tell you something else. I did something called gene sites. You know what that is?
Do they test your genetics?
So you swab in your mouth and
Yeah.
like they test like what meds you should be on or whatever. So it comes back that I have something in me that 9 times out of 10 or something like that, I will, unless I change and I have to take folic acid now, I will get Alzheimer's or dementia.
Is that the motherfucker gene?
That's what the test alerts you of that you
That
might.
the bottom part of it that did I send it to you?
Yeah, but I didn't read the whole
The
thing.
bottom part of it, I'm like, I asked the doctor, what is that? And she said, and I said, is this like a lot of people? She's like, well, yours is pretty high up there.
So literally, are they saying that if you take folic acid and don't do whatever it was, that you can avoid dementia?
Not avoid, like, she's like, she prescribed me, so I could get folic acid on Amazon, but instead of getting it from Amazon, I paid like $64 from CVS because she said it was going to be more pure.
Yeah.
So I have this, it's called folic, whatever. So now I have to take that for a long time.
Yeah.
And she said that she doesn't really know, but I have it higher than most people.
Okay.
Is that the MTHFR gene? Is that what that is?
When she told me this shit, I go, what?
Because I know, I
So
think
the MTHR, I believe, is there's
gonna tell
there's
you
a
right
major
now.
one and there's a minor one that you could be missing, and if you are, then I think it's malabsorption. You're not absorbing things correct in your body.
but then it's a folate thing, and it actually makes people. I mean, don't quote me, but I think people with ADD. A lot of people
I
have
have
it with
ADHD.
Well,
too.
the valuable minerals you just
That's what it is, man.
Yeah.
No, but I think it's because we have that.
Oh yeah, because it's hard to like focus on even just eating. You know, it's like
What? And then I'm like, what the hell do you do? Like, I think you have to live with it forever, right?
my symptoms are better.
What are you talking about?
ADHD.
Oh,
My symptoms are better now that I'm eating differently.
Really? Let me see something.
I think if you just clean up your diet a little bit, you would experience.
I think you'd feel so much better. Like I was taking I have ADHD medication. I was taking it, and I haven't taken it since I started.
Oh, it sucks because I kind of have to take it, but
I was on medication for getting like the acid in my throat. You know, like I was getting that all the time, every day.
Yeah.
And then I only get it now if I'm sick or whatever it is, but haven't had it since.
Yeah, like sometimes I have a bad day, and I'm like, all right. I actually need to-
MTHFR, you just said?
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
The
check and see if you
motherfucker
have
gene.
that.
Wait a second.
Is it on there? Is it on there?
Hold on.
Yeah. Right.
Read the shit.
It's not gonna slide. There you go.
Fucking shit. Tell me that's what it is right now. Read it out loud.
Where is it?
All the way at the bottom. Did I scroll? All the way at the bottom.
All the way.
Yep. It's empty. What does it say?
Analysis of MTHFR was completed,
What's the result?
and the following genetic variant may be detected. MTHFR 677C.
I don't know the names of which
I don't know
ones,
the
though.
names of them either, but
So
yeah.
one is one that is not a big deal, and one is one
Mine's
that is a big deal. It could be, yeah.
I'm going to look into this.
How fucked up is that?
I saw a podcast about something that
Pissed.
helps with that.
I'm
I'm going to
upset.
send it to you because
You know-
I was looking into that. I'm like, I want to get tested, but then I'm scared. I'm like, I don't know. Like,
But
maybe I have
that's
that.
the high one.
The test they say that is important to do is a methylation test.
What is
Okay.
that?
And the methylation test, as I understand it, is basically tells you exactly, like, yes, you could take all these vitamins. Everybody's, trying to sell you all these vitamins, but your body is like you just said for yours. Your body needs more of this one vitamin and needs less of this one.
Right.
The methylation test tells you a bunch of stuff, but that's included.
I like that. I need that.
Yeah.
Because celiac, we can't absorb certain vitamins.
Right. So
Oh, you have that?
it literally makes sense. Like, why not find out exactly what your body is looking for instead of feeding it too much of the same thing?
Well, that's what that doctor you were going to, like, it's like she's taking this away. That's why I took this test, because I wanted to just go right to the root of the problem. And I know that when I was taking one antidepressant pill, that was it was in the red,
Oh, no.
and it was making me go a little crazy pants.
They can have really bad,
Prozac.
it can have a really bad effect on you if you have those kinds of side effects, which it's crazy that with our mental health medication, like it is like a trial and error, which is scary.
So then so people are trialing and erroring it, right? And it takes 1 month to hit your system, right?
Right.
But you're going to go from that one, you're going to do the 1 month. It's like, oh, this one's not good for me. This one's making me black out, right? Instead of going through all that bullshit, you take this test and it totally eliminates all the bullshit ones that you should not be on. And it shows you the ones that you are in the green. There's a green section, there's a yellow section, and there's a red section. The red section, the only one that it was in there was Prozac, and that was when I was
Right. A complete negative reaction.
when I
to
got
this.
fucking arrested, literally over bullshit.
Oh my
And
God.
that's when I was having a little bit of a panic attack and all that
You were
shit.
dehydrated.
And I was dehydrated, and it makes sense now because I was on that antidepressant. And I said, "Holy shit, wow!" And that's why I even asked her. I said, "Do you think that's why?" 100%.
Well, thank God you took that test.
Yeah,
That's so great. A lot of people should do that.
They don't want to take the test because it might be like $300 or that.
Yeah, it's
I'm like, I
expensive.
don't give a fuck how much it
Right.
is.
Do you know that?
I don't care.
It gets crazier too, and I forget if this is related to the methylation test or not. But they have a test where this will creep you out a little bit, but you can find out biologically when you're going to die.
Come on, come
I
on.
don't want to know that.
Wait,
And you don't, and I don't want to either. But I when you watch somebody talk about it, you understand what's going on.
Where is
because
the test?
They're I believe it's related to that test, but I could be wrong. But basically, what they're telling you is like your body is doing this, but they make the corrections. Right? I know it's frightening, but they make the corrections to tell you, like, for example, stop eating this, eat more of this, and change your
Oh,
diet
they
in these
tell you
ways.
that in the answers?
and then they everyone's in a state of panic right now.
I don't want to know.
And then you can
why
go
are you
back.
watching this shit?
And then
You're gonna take that
you're
test.
eating donuts and Twixes
Fuck
and
off, you're
Pop
eating
Tarts
donuts too.
They would tell you like you got 10 minutes
He
to go.
literally eats donuts too. Don't let him fool you.
I have a donut
Yo, you were eating munchkins like it was like your last supper.
one time.
No, a lot.
One time I
You
had
I'm gonna
donuts.
get you
Scarfing
both
them
to do the
down.
animal based. I think it'll be really good for you
Tony,
guys.
don't lie.
How about we come back and we all bring our own cutting boards?
Oh, that would be cute. Like a little show. Like
Oh,
a show
I like
and
that.
tell.
I like that.
Wait,
do
go
we have
back-
to eat each other's other food, or we make it for each other, or we're just showing
We just
and telling
start
our own food?
showcasing.
Yeah,
our
because everybody wants to eat their own. So like,
What if I want something of what you got on yours?
I
Can I,
mean,
have
I can
You do
share.
tradesies.
Yeah, we can, I'll share this one time. No, I'm kidding.
some? Okay, I'm in.
Wait, go back to.
But I don't know if I want all those donuts you're gonna have on
I'm not
yours.
gonna have donuts on mine. Fucker. Like,
I bought 12 Boston cream donuts
Stop letting me eat them in front of you then. If that's
and
so
3
bad.
Pop Tarts and
Stop letting me eat pop. I know you're
Candy
not my
corn.
dad, so you can't like be around me all the time. But if you see me, be like, nope.
I clean
I
my
tell you
whole
every
cabinet.
time.
You wanted me to eat, fucking buy Dunkin'
you
Donuts.
were, it was in your refrigerator. And I
You-
said,
you
I
asked
go,
me-
how look at me donuts you have in your
Well,
refrigerator,
yeah,
and you're like,
you ate
stop.
one, and then you ate one.
I did not eat one,
And
and,
then-
I
and then-
specifically said I'm not eating
Wait,
one because you're going to
no.
bring this up again. I
And then
didn't eat it.
No, and then I brought Dunkin' Donuts.
Literally, I didn't
to
eat
my
it.
lawyers, and you're scarfing them down like it was
And
your
your,
last supper.
and your
dude.
lawyer was there to witness that I didn't eat that
And then
donut.
you guys stay.
He said he'd have the donut, and
and
I
he
did
said
not eat
he's
the
gluten
donut.
free. You took him in the back.
I'm dead.
Amazing that you just brought it up. I said to you, I go, I'm not eating this donut
But
because
you
you're
were
going to bring it
eating
up.
all the fucking munchkins. There was like nothing left.
That
in
was
there.
one time.
But you ate at least 10, dude.
One time.
If I could, I would.
Listen, he could eat. He definitely fucks around. And
Stop.
He eats. I don't even want to know what you eat at home. You were probably like one
It
of
was
those
Munchkins. I had like 10
You
of them.
had them at your house.
I was starving.
Like they're little.
We were late. Why was I starving? You want to ask that question?
Why?
Because you were late. And
Okay,
I'm
just because I
starving.
was like this fucking place. You could go anywhere to get food.
I'm sitting with a person in the meeting that you're supposed to be in. I'm supposed to just leave them and just go get
Oh,
food.
so then I bring the munchkins in, and you're like,
And then I'm like, oh, food. And I start eating the munchkins.
I thought that's not food.
It's it got me through the next hour, I guess.
All right. And then the other guy's like, I'm gluten free, but I'll take them. And he walks in. I'm like, he's definitely in all those fucking munchkins.
Oh yeah.
She's like, oh, here, take the rest of the munchkins.
And no one was
there's
in
like
the
20
place.
in there.
No one was in there anymore.
And
And
he's like, don't worry, I'll take them for you. And she goes, I'll give them to some other people in the office. And we walk in.
Nobody's
There's
there
nobody in the
anymore.
office.
The guy definitely was in the fucking kitchen going,
100%.
Like
He
this.
had a rough 2 weeks
popping
after
them like
that.
this.
Yeah.
Fucking juggling in his mouth.
Oh yeah.
Like fucking balls in my mouth.
Especially if you are gluten free, that's what you do. That's what you
That
do.
guy's like, I'm gluten free, but I won't eat. Bro, you're definitely eating them. Stop. Why do people gotta lie? You were definitely like, that fucking guy ate all of them. You were pissed because you wanted them.
No, I was full on donuts.
You
I
were
was
not
fine.
because you were so tight about the guy stealing the donuts because you definitely wanted to bring them home and fucking drive them with them in your car. You fucking so did. I'm like, Tony, sorry. We should have just took him back.
You're wild. Let's move on.
Fuck off. Anyway, you love donuts. But anyway, I do have to stop eating donuts. Shut up. What was the that test you wanted me to take?
The dead test? Don't do that.
I was saying that the test tells you when you're going to die. And that's
So
frightening
you're
to
gonna
tell.
take it?
It's telling you biologically when you're going to die.
Why?
And it tells you how to make these changes. When you do, you see that it goes further along.
Like I'll
and if you
become
start like putting exercise into your diet, proper nutrition, you're moving it
You
away.
gotta take it again. is what I'm
What's
saying.
frightening is I'm with you. I'm complete with both of you. Like, I don't want to know, right?
No.
I'm still there, right? At the same time, I can acknowledge the value of this test that tells you, like, okay, you don't want to know, but it's there. But right now,
Regardless,
let's
you're gonna
say,
have to know.
Let's say it's this number, which I will not say, right? I don't want to put it out in the universe.
definitely
So
told
it's
it already.
X, okay, that number. But if you know what that number is, you can slide it along the scale all the way to where you wish it would be. So, like, why not do that?
I would rather just know what the best choices that I need to make are and not know a number of like
I-
a goal. I don't want a goal. I just want like a goal for right now.
I agree. And some people
Yeah.
do it because they feel like that they want to know. I kind of want to know, but I also don't want to know. So
I
I'm
think you
stuck.
took it already.
No,
Yeah, right.
I-
He's like, I'm actually waiting for my results.
Wait, but so how would you? All right. My other question is: so you take it, right? What do you have to do? Blood?
I don't know. It's either
Probably-
blood or swab.
Finger prick.
It's
Where do
one.
you
It's
bu-
one or
where do
the
you
other.
buy
I
it?
don't.
You
I
buy it
don't-
online?
I know they can send it to you, and then you do it there. And I'm not sure. It might just be swab, or it could be a blood test. I'm not sure.
Anyway, so then you take it once, right? But then it tells you what you should be doing because that's gonna. If you don't do that,
I haven't done it,
Wait,
so
but
I don't know.
It tells you like that, whatever. How will you know that you've changed it? Will you have to take it again?
You take it again.
Oh,
Yeah.
more ways for the company to make more money.
Oh yeah.
I mean, think about without that kind of test. You could just think about your blood work. And if your blood work is your cholesterol, for example, to make it simple, is 160, and now it's 203, now it's 225.
I
They're just
mean-
going to say, hey, Ms. Pivarnick, just so you know, on this scale, you're going to be dead by this year, which is terrible. But this is looking at many more different metrics than just that, and it's telling you based on this information and using your genetics and all this stuff that's going on, this is where you're at.
Yeah, well, I don't like this dementia shit. That really concerns me.
No, and we're actually approaching, like we were talking about AI before, we're approaching a level that we've not seen technologically, where AI is going to become so impactful to our society, and it's going to be in regards to medicine as well as many other
My friend
things.
just came out a paranormal fucking app today from AI.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And
Insane.
not to go into our AI conversation, but it was just said recently that a ChatGPT 4.0, when compared to OpenAI's AI chat, is like crazy, where it's like 4.40 makes it like it'll predict what you're going to say, it'll have a conversation with you, it'll give you information, but the next generation is so wild that that's the beginning of what's to come, which is like you can eventually, this is almost a quote by Google saying that you'll be able to request anything, like say I want a program that does this, and I want a website that does this and that, and you're just going to get it. And the research that's done by this AI right now into the fields of medicine and everything else, it's gonna be so wild that like it's gonna completely change anything. And all this stuff is just the beginning of it.
That's so great. I could see it.
It's
I mean,
wild.
I've used it to like make PowerPoints. I've used it to help make a schedule.
You'll
Like,
be able to make like a software that does literally anything you can think of. You just give it the parameters, it'll make it, and then you're gonna, when you realize how crazy it's gonna affect society, it's gonna blow you away. Like medicine's gonna change dramatically.
Like, in
Medicine's
what
gonna change.
sense?
I think in the treatments that we can do, and a lot of it is preventative care. I think preventative care is going to be so different in the next, I'll say, 10 years.
Even if, what if we're like older, like we are now? Preventative care for what? Like for things like
Alzheimer's is an example of that.
Ugh, I really hope. But the cancer thing, no one's giving nobody the cancer. It's like the cancer, like
Right.
nobody wants to give that treatment away.
Right.
It's like they have it, dude. I
Because
100%.
you can go deep into a rabbit hole.
I
and
believe in it so much that they have it. They don't want to give it. It's sad. The kids have freaking cancer. Come on, dude.
I know. It's
Like,
fucked up.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. But I mean, that's pretty cool that we're going to have all that. But I'm going to listen to all your stuff because that concerns the shit out of me.
Yeah, I'll send you the videos that I have saved.
How did you know what the name of that was? Because I totally forgot what it was. The
I'm a like chronically online TikTok.
and that's only
scroller.
for your brain,
same.
that gene?
MTHR.
No, I think it affects other things too. I'm pretty sure.
Like what?
I don't remember.
Holy shit. Well, at least
The one I
got-
remember is absorption, but it's
Yes,
it's others.
which leads to certain-
absorption is what? Like what?
Absorption of minerals into your body from your stomach.
So that's why the doctor's telling me that certain like meds, like it doesn't matter how much I weigh, because I always used to think since I was a small girl or like I'm going to absorb this or whatever, not as whatever.
Like for example, I take like a certain dosage of B12 every day, and if I didn't take that, my B12 would be low. I have to take way extra to make mine normal,
Okay.
and that's what they're talking about. Like you need more of this, less of that.
Well, she told me it doesn't matter weight. It doesn't matter like any of that. It's about the absorption and what your body can metabolize. That's what she said.
Yeah.
So that's the absorption is probably what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
So that definitely has something to do with it. That's crazy. Wow. That
And-
test is something else, man.
looking into like what diets are best for people that have those genes, like it's all over TikTok.
Holy, all I gotta write is like just write. I'm not even on TikTok, man.
What was the
I'm
test you took? What was that called?
Gene Site.
Gene Site?
Yeah, GENESITE, I believe.
Oh, okay.
It's just swabbing both sides of your mouth. Came back in 3 days, 2 days. It's insanity. Like what med you can be on, what like when it comes to
I wanna
like
do that.
depression, your mental health. That's really why you're going to take that test.
Mm-hmm.
There's another test that I do want to do for skin though. For people like us, like maybe this is why that's happening.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why that's happening. And I don't know which one, because when you Google, there's so many that come up.
I know.
I'm like, which one is it?
I know I get cystic acne sometimes, and
I
like,
do too.
I'm like, I did everything right this month. I'm like, what happens? Like, I don't understand.
crazy.
Like,
Yep.
I would love to just have an answer of like what exactly causes something for me, because then I'll just avoid it.
I mean, it could be like the freaking ozone, like just like the air,
Environmental.
environmental. Like it could be that too. Like
Yeah.
all that shit that we're breathing in, or like we're
That
it's
plays a
touching
huge
our
role.
face.
Oh yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
I mean, it really could be that as well, just the pollution or whatever.
Well,
it
I
is.
see it in people's hair. I can tell what
I was
their
gonna say we're
environment
gonna talk
is.
about hair next.
Yeah, right. I'm like nutritionist.
You
now,
see,
but
you see it
no.
in people's hair in what way? Like just like dandruff.
People that live in the city, I find that the pipes are older there, so the water is worse quality.
Wow.
So what they're washing their hair with, there's like this weird buildup on their hair. And when I go to like bleach it, if I'm like doing someone who's blonde, they won't get as blonde as I want them to, and their hair doesn't feel as good after because there's all these minerals.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, there's all these minerals
And
on
that's
their
because
hair.
they're living in the city.
In the city or Brooklyn, like Staten Island for me, I've seen has like the best water.
Yeah.
Jersey sucks too sometimes because of the hard water. Like I always tell everyone, I'm like, get a water filter for your hair, because if you're feeling like your scalp is dry or your hair's getting weighed down and you cut it and you use the right products, but it's just like something about it is up, I'm like, try a water filter, because that might be.
I'll add on to that. You can actually get a water filter for your entire home, and that's what's recommended. And they used to be very expensive, and they've come down to where you can get it for like $300-$400, like a
That's
simple
amazing.
But
one.
what do you mean for your whole home? Like how do
So
you,
like your water intake to your home, you can get a water filtration system that it goes right there. So you're showering, you're bathing, every
How
water
does it hook up?
hooks up into your main line, and then it just runs through the
So
system.
you have to hire somebody to come and put it in?
Right, you could buy the system and have a plumber come in and just do it.
Oh, that's what I would do
Yeah,
then.
and then
Wow.
also you can, obviously people do it on their own sinks and such, but like they're forgetting that you're bathing in it, like what she's talking about.
And
Yeah.
your environment, it's like
Oh,
your skin.
It's on your skin and shit.
So my
Yeah.
friends
Oh,
and
wow.
we live in the same apartment building, and they put a water softening system in our building, and we think that's why our skin is like freaking out. Because we're like, it's got to be something. Like we both have the same skincare regimen. Like I eat so clean. I change my pillowcases every 3 days, and my skin still gets these cystic pimples every so often. And I'm like, I don't understand what it
Why'd
is.
they do that? Why they put that softening thing in there?
They said it's better, but like I don't know. Who knows what it is? Like what is a water softener?
What
I'm
is
like,
that?
I have no
It's
idea.
not like they didn't say water filter, right? Like
No, they said water softener, which I'm like, if the water's hard, then it would be like softening hard water, like a filtration system, but it makes your skin feel like there's like soap still left
There
on it.
might, there might
come
be like
on.
a chemical that's
Like a
being
chemical.
added.
Wait,
And I'm
what?
like,
They should tell you a chemical being added to her water.
they told us, but what
Yeah, but you should like elaborate. It'd be like elaborate, please. Like
It's probably not something that's like harmful to you, but it's something that like negative effect
it'll
on
like
you.
give me acne. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No.
But you have to shower with that every day.
I'm moving, thank God.
Oh,
So,
you are. Yeah, that's right. You just said that.
Yeah.
But
Back to Staten Island.
back to Staten Island I go.
The New York
got-
water.
but then that water too, you got to think of that too, right? You're gonna get like a little filtration.
Staten Island water usually is fine for me.
Mm-hmm.
And the house is like that I'm going to is like fairly newish, so I'm sure that the system is pretty updated. So
You're like a roommate, or you just
me.
you? Yeah, it's probably better off, right?
Yeah, I can't do a roommate. Oh my God, I had
Yeah,
one once.
you don't know
It
what
was
people.
Not for me.
I've never lived in an apartment like with a roommate when I was. Like,
I did one time. It was like a horrible experience.
Really?
Yeah.
like really bad.
Just not like nightmare
Messy?
stories. She would like use my really expensive makeup
Without asking you?
Yeah.
Oh hell no.
I'm like, listen, you
No,
can use
girl.
my eyeshadow palettes because like it takes me years to go through them anyway. But like, if you're using my Dior foundation, like,
come
get the
on.
fuck out of here.
No.
Like, and then she would leave like crumbs under the
Toaster.
the toaster oven. And like, I'm okay with like a mess because like you can clean up a mess. But if you leave crumbs out, like I don't know if anyone's ever had mice, but I had mice one time.
100% you can get
and
mice.
you know exactly how they come. And like, you got to clean up like a mess like that. Like anything that's food related, got to
Bugs,
take care
flies,
of it.
like gnats.
Exactly. And she just like wasn't, I don't know. She wasn't.
And especially with your Dior
My
foundation.
Dior foundation, I was like, what the
I have freaking Dior foundation right here. No one's touching that shit.
you're sharing that? No, I know.
Fucking smack a bitch.
Right, I know. I was like, hello,
I'd
can
be
you
like,
ask
no,
me?
no. Like,
Yeah.
chop someone right in the throat.
She was like, well, if you run out, I'll replace it. I'm
Well,
like,
she should have replaced it. She should have got her own.
yeah, I'm like, why do you,
If
yeah.
you run out, but what about before that?
What about right now? What if I'm the reason it runs out? Like, I'm the last one to use it. Like, what are you going to do?
And you
I'm not
confronted
coming
her,
here.
and she was like,
Yeah, she was weird.
"That's so crazy. Like, just go buy your own, girl."
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate people like that.
Me
Like, just,
too.
I don't like when people don't ask. Like, I'm very willing to share.
Me too. I'm a big, I have 5 sisters. I'm
yeah,
very
exactly.
willing to
I'm
share.
a big sharer, but the problem is when you don't ask. That's when I do not want to share.
Same.
That's when I'm like, I'm like, nope,
Yep.
because you didn't ask.
Exactly.
It's just such a simple thing to just
feel
do.
the same way, yeah.
Right? Like, even like, I don't know, anything. Like, she didn't use your toothbrush, did she?
No. Oh my God. Can you imagine? I mean, not that I know.
I mean,
of.
I have to ask. I mean, you never know in this life.
She could have.
She
Who
could.
knows?
She used a
Nah, I
toothbrush,
don't think
did
she
she?
did.
That's another
Imagine
level.
what the
I didn't even think about that, but the Dior foundation was all I needed. I was like,
and you
I'm
caught
done.
her doing it, or you just knew?
I saw her. I was like, "Are you using my Dior foundation?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like,
Like,
"Why?"
it's all good. Yeah.
She's like, "Oh well, if you run out, I'll get you a new one." I was like, "That's not how this works."
Go buy yourself one, and then that's it. Like,
We're
Right.
good. Easy.
like just go buy yourself the same color if you want it, and just
That's
go
it.
buy it for yourself. Like,
Yep. Because I let her use it once. I was like,
oh,
"You
so
should-
then
yeah."
the floodgates were
That
open.
was it.
It's like the floodgates were open.
Why was I being nice then?
See what I'm saying? It's just girls are. I could take them or leave them.
Some people don't have that etiquette. Like I have sisters, so I'm like a big I ask every time because I would get my hair
Same.
ripped out and thrown down the stairs if I like stole my sister's shirt and didn't ask her.
Yeah.
So now I'm like big on like
I have
asking. I don't
3
just take.
sisters, so I know the
Do
deal.
you really?
Yeah, I do.
Oh my god.
I know the deal. I mean, I'm the oldest, but
Yeah.
they never really took my clothes or anything because I was always a different size.
Right.
But like we never really had that shit. But
Yeah.
I can understand.
Yeah, me and my
Yeah.
one sister, because we were so close in age, like we definitely like have fist fought over everything.
Yeah.
But now
Fucking-
she lives across the country.
What family
so.
has them with sisters? Like,
Oh, yeah.
literally, what family with boys?
Yeah.
And, you know, has not. Like,
Yep.
it's everybody.
I know.
And again, with the cameras, if you had a camera on you, that shit being shown, if people would be like, your family's fucking crazy. It's like, if
It's like
you're-
everybody's family is fist
everyone's-
fighting.
especially born on Staten Island, like Brooklyn or whatever. It's like a New York thing. We're all
Yep.
fucking nuts a little bit. Sorry.
Exactly.
Everybody's
exactly.
crazy. A little
Yeah.
bit.
I mean, come on. Like, I hate those prissy people. It's like, it's not like my family would ever do that. It's like, no, you do that. You just don't have a camera on you. Chill yourself out. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Come again, ma'am. Like, but you have a very cute family then. Very
Yeah,
cute.
yeah.
Parents still together?
No.
Story of my life, too.
Yeah.
Everyone's life. because
Yeah.
Everyone's like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But we got through it, right?
Yeah. Here we are.
And that's what it is.
That's it.
You know, it's the name of the game. It's crazy nowadays. Like, marriages don't last, right?
Yeah.
Except for Tony's. Tony's has a great thing going
Well, mine
on.
will last because I waited so long to make sure I got into the right one, I believe. But
That's
like,
what I'm
it's
gonna do.
easier to be, it's
See?
easy to be in the wrong one.
Well, yeah, you had your share.
Yeah.
I've had my share.
Same.
I was married once.
Yeah. I have never been married yet.
Yeah, it's like after you get married that one time, then like that fails. It's like you don't look at marriage like that anymore.
Yeah.
And I would really probably not give a shit to do it again.
Right.
Because it's almost like, all right, you know, the bells and whistles are off already. There's really no point.
Yeah, like you know, it's not the unknown anymore.
I've already, it's that wedding is for like
I'm sure you
everybody
lose
else.
the specialness of, right?
You lose that like want.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? Like that want to do it again?
Yeah.
It's more like I would love to just, in my mind, I'm like, just a life partner. Once you already have that you already got married, you already did that. You just want that life partner.
Sure.
That best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't need that marriage. Like, that whole day is just for everybody else anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's overpriced now. Thank God I didn't pay for my shit. But like, if I would have had to, I would have been pissed right now.
Me and my
know.
wife just got married on our porch because it was during COVID.
During
COVID.
COVID. That was cute.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
It's an intimate. I feel like more intimate.
she's
thing.
sad because we didn't get to have the big one with our family and everything else. But like, you know,
Well, I feel like it's whatever she wants, you know. But I get that. Because that was probably her first, right? Obviously, you're her first.
yeah.
Yeah. But for me, like I said, no more.
My sister had a really nice, like, intimate wedding, and it was beautiful. It was so much fun. It was small. It wasn't a ton of money. It was very low
Yeah.
key.
See, like,
We had the best time. Like,
yeah, you just
That's
have
what
the
matters.
best time.
it was just about them and celebrating them, and the
Yeah.
right people were there. And
Awesome.
she didn't feel obligated to invite anybody just because she knows them. Like, she was selective. She was firm on her decisions, and she
love
did
that.
exactly what she wanted. And
That's awesome.
anytime any of us, including myself, had opinions, she was like, well, this is what we want. So
Aw,
fuck
yeah.
off. And I'm like, got it.
Well, yeah, because you understood after.
But now I know, like, and
Yeah.
now I'll do the same one day if I get married.
Yeah, I think they just put such a thing on it, like
Especially
the
here.
society. Yeah, like society is like you have to have that like big like, and then like all like the Instagram pictures and like the TikToks, and it's like my wedding.
It's
and
a
like,
production.
yeah, it's like the flowers, and that everybody makes it so like glorious and it is, but it's very short lived,
Mm-hmm.
and then you know you go back to reality, and then it's just a one night thing.
Yep.
Why spend all that money? I literally can be an advocate for this now. I'm like an advocate for like, you want a big wedding, it's up to you, but you're going to be spending a lot of money and for everybody else. And it's not about you and your person. It's
It
literally
becomes about everybody else.
Everybody else.
Who wants who invited? And you're like,
I
don't
want to
even
sit
know
at that
person.
table. I'm
Right.
like, oh, like you're going to deal with that stuff. And then like
Yep.
bridesmaids, you know, groomsmen, tuxedo, this, that. It's like, I'd rather, no.
I can't picture myself having like a traditional wedding at all. Like, it's just not for me. Like, I think I would have something either elope or like something super low key and not typical, because I didn't have a sweet 16.
I didn't
don't do
either.
I don't do birthday parties. Like,
I don't either.
I'm not like, and coming from a divorced family, like,
Yep.
you know, like things aren't always typical, you know, like every birthday, like who didn't want who there, or, you know, there's always this
There's a
kind of like
problem. I
battle.
don't want to be around this person.
Right. So
Yeah.
I'm used to not having
Yep.
like the typical like way of things. And that doesn't mean other people don't go through their own problems with it. But from my experience, I feel like it's typical is not in my life. So I don't see myself having a typical wedding.
Yeah, because then you're gonna have to deal with all that typical.
I would never, like, I have such a mouth on me, and I would.
You had to see what I had to go through. I was like, "Are you fucking
No,
kidding?"
I can't even imagine.
Yeah,
Like,
and then
The other day, you'll have the right wedding that you want at the right time.
Yeah.
And maybe
What's
it'll
meant for
surprise
you
you.
will
or
be.
Maybe it won't.
well, my sister set the tone. She was so firm on her boundaries, and she knew exactly what she wanted, and she did what her and her husband wanted, and they were so happy.
yeah, see?
And they kicked us out at midnight. She's like, "We're going to bed." She had like an after party because it was a day wedding. And at midnight, she's like, "Okay, we're turning the music off. You guys have to leave." And we all went to the bar after. But like, that was her. She just said that. She didn't stay
Yeah.
up till 3 because everybody else wanted to and then got pissed
She
off
did
at
what she
us.
wanted to do.
She did what she wanted to do.
And that's what I think everyone should do.
I agree. I use her as such an example because
Yeah.
I'm like, we all look back with such positive feelings about that
Yeah,
day.
because you guys had a great time, you said, and it was a small, intimate thing, and it was what she and her husband wanted. Now what Tom, Dick, and Harry wanted.
Exactly.
And
How old was she when she married?
28.
Good for her at a young age being so firm about things like that.
She has the most amazing boundaries I've ever seen.
That's
ever.
awesome.
My sister, all my siblings, everyone, we've all like done a lot of therapy. So like
that's good.
we're all pretty good with communicating with each other in that kind of way. But
It's good.
she is such a great example of setting and keeping her own boundaries and doing what she wants. She actually asked me, I sang at her wedding.
Really?
Oh, yeah? Oh, awesome.
That's
What'd you
so
sing?
cute. That's nice.
Saint Honesty by Sarah Bareilles.
Okay.
That's nice. See, like she incorporated you into it, like, and all of her sisters and the
Yeah, we were
everybody.
all
and-
included.
yeah.
It was just nice. We all like made our own flower arrangements. She didn't care if someone was going to think anything about our flower arrangements because we had fun putting them together. She's
so
like, I don't give a
nice.
fuck if anyone says something like,
Yeah.
this is my wedding.
See what I'm saying? And that's what that's what it should be. That's always what it should be. Especially, like I said, I could be an advocate.
Right.
It's not always about that big grand thing. You know, it's
No.
about you and that person. Life is short.
Yep.
And we gotta. You hear my stomach growling?
That was
No.
your stomach?
That was my stomach.
I didn't hear.
Is there anything else that you want to like plug with your hair and stuff? Like,
So my Instagram is Melanie M. Hassan, and so is my TikTok. And I just basically post like, I'm more geared towards the stylist rather than the consumer. So I'm marketing myself to hairstylists to teach my private education for next year. I'm going on tour. So
wow. So like you teach people how to put like the extensions in.
I don't do extensions. I only do lived in custom color and
Okay.
custom hair cutting. So I teach basically just a whole look on someone of how to give someone like a low maintenance look that's based on their features and their lifestyle.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So like you do like great makeovers for people that like, you know what I'm saying? Like
I tried to, yeah.
Yeah. So like what is the outcome always like they cry like, "Oh my God, I love this hair." Do they know what they're getting or they tell you, "I want a short."
So people do have a preference, but a lot of people do trust me
Yeah, like
because I do usually have a vision if like, especially if I know them, but if they're a new client, I really want them to tell me exactly what they want. And I'll give my input if I don't think it'll look good on them. But typically like we get really good reactions, but I've been doing a lot of redheads lately. Like
Really?
I got so many redheads in my chair because I had one girl go completely viral for a red. And now everybody in my chair is like,
isn't that so hard
Oh,
to
they
do
want to be
with
the next
red?
redhead girl to go viral?
everyone. Yeah.
Like,
and everybody
Justina
does.
Valentine, she's got that red hair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My girl's like more like cowgirl copper, like that like Lindsay Lohan type of red.
Oh.
Yeah, like the natural redhead looking red.
Wow.
Yeah,
That must
so-
have been hard to do.
It was hard for me to learn how to do. Like I did it on my one friend and I just kept doing it until I got it right. And then she went totally viral and I was like, oh,
Wow.
now I have a bunch of redheads in
So
my
you
chair.
think you go viral more on TikTok, right? Than
No, Instagram. So Instagram, I feel I have more of a loyal following. TikTok, I'll go viral. I don't post as much on TikTok though. I used to post a lot more, but I just I just focus more on Instagram now. But Instagram, I've grown a lot more. Like I have way more followers on Instagram than I do TikTok. Like TikTok, I treat like my Instagram story. So on my story, I'm showing like me looking my worst a lot of the times. Like I'm like my real self. Like Instagram is more like curated. Like I'm definitely putting out more of like a produced type of content. But on my stories, I just like will hop on and just like talk to the camera, like talk about a topic on my like in my car or something like with
something
less
good.
thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
TikTok, I treat the exact same way. Like I'll post like 13 TikToks in one night of me just like talking about a certain topic. Like
Just on your stories on it.
no, on TikTok on my feed. So I
on your
treat my
feed.
TikTok feed like I treat my Instagram stories.
I see.
So it's like more spam kind of. I'm like just putting stuff out there, like random thoughts that I have, because it's like TikTok's pretty simple.
It is.
It's like you really don't have to complicate it. Instagram, I had to try a lot harder.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
What about when you're posting on TikTok? You have to put like hashtag FYP, and do you do all that shit or you don't?
Not really. I'll put like the hairstylist ones that I like Hair
Yeah.
Talk, Hairstylist
Because
TikTok.
that gets traction when you do that, right?
It does. Like it shows up on certain people's feeds, like that follow along with that. Like it definitely puts you in the right
Like the analytics.
category. Right.
Yeah.
Like it's going to put you in the right feed for somebody. But sometimes people get lucky and they have no hashtags and it just like comes up.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that? Just like
I
I can't
don't know.
understand any of
The
the
algorithm's just
algorithm.
working.
Yeah.
Yeah. The algorithms work
It's
and
very
it can
weird.
recognize what you're saying. It recognizes the text on the video. So if I go on your TikTok page and I start talking about hair, it'll come up on someone's like hair TikTok,
That's crazy.
probably.
Also, I'm pretty sure that, especially on TikTok, if you watch a video and I don't know, if you watch, obviously, this is the obvious one. If you watch a video for a long time, it's going to say, you like this.
Yes.
It's going to try to give you more of that. Yeah.
Justina Valentine just texted me. Isn't that fucking weird? She's like, hey, Queen, what are you doing tomorrow? That's fucking weird. We just talked about her 2 seconds ago.
Girl, hang up.
It's like, did she hear me?
That's
The
really
fuck?
funny.
Guys, my fucking life is just weird. But I mean, listen, it's a crazy life, right, Tony? Mm-hmm. Do you like being in it?
Yeah.
He gets a little crazy. He's like, this fucking girl again. But anyway, anything else that you want to plug? Because I want everybody to know, like, what pages to go to for you and, like, where they can find you and where your hair salon is, or, like, if you're going to be traveling, like, where you're going to go.
So I am going to be traveling for hair. I'm not like client focused right now. So I actually don't take clients, but
Okay.
I do take clients, but not new ones right now. But I am doing an education tour next year in Arizona, Boston, Connecticut, and
Wow.
one fourth location that is not determined yet. And I'll be traveling around and educating. So
Nice.
that's going to be my next year's project.
And how long is your hair when you put your hair down?
Probably like,
So, like, mine?
I'd say so.
And you have that, like, black, like me.
Yeah.
You love it?
Yeah. I've
Do you
never
ever
really
change
changed
colors,
it.
or
No.
do-
I did highlights like twice.
I actually did, right? I put some brown in mine, and then I always go fucking back to black.
I tell everyone that it is like me and you. I'm like, you're going to spend money and you're going to go back like in 2 weeks. I just want you to know.
Yeah,
We all do
because
it.
I always go back.
I do the same thing.
Yeah.
The guy that did my hair, he was like, I was a model for one of his classes. And he was like, you colored your hair 3 weeks later. I was like, I was going through a breakup. Like I have dark hair. That's what we do. Like
It's crazy how I'm like, yeah, I want that light. And then, like, the light looks great for a little bit, and then it's like gets brassy. And I'm like, yeah.
and it doesn't look as shiny.
Yeah, I just want the black again. And
Yeah.
she's like, I told you. I'm like,
I know. Do you have extensions too?
I do.
Yeah, they
I
look
have
really
the eye
good.
tips.
Oh, nice. Those are
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, they are. I mean, but I notice when I get stressed out, when I'm brushing my hair, that shit will come right out, man.
Really?
Yeah. Not a lot, because she does them so good.
Yeah.
But I noticed, like, the other day, 2 of them came out. I was like, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Because they never
Stress
do.
is a big cause of like all of that.
Yes.
Yep. But
It can affect you a lot more than you think it
even
can.
when I'm brushing them, I'm like, oh, I've been going to her for years. It's my best friend. I've never had them come out like that. I was like, oh, it's definitely the stress.
Yeah.
You know, being in like a new program and like doing all this stuff and then filming at the same time doing this, like trying to do this. It's a lot of a big, heavy load on someone.
And a mental load on top of it all.
You got to be this, you got to go there. So I'm like brushing, and I'm like, and I have to actually hold my hair now to brush like that so it doesn't come out.
You gotta use the right brushes too.
Yeah, I've been using like the extension one, the one that has
Okay,
like
good.
the thing.
Yes, like the loops.
Yeah,
Yeah, good.
they're annoying though.
Yeah, they
I gotta
are
be
annoying.
honest with you, they're annoying.
Yeah.
But anyway, besides that, I love that you came. Thank you for waiting. Thank
you for having
filling
me.
in. And then I want all your stuff. I want
I'm
to
gonna
add
send you everything. Yeah.
Send me all the stuff, and then hopefully it will work for me. What's working, because your skin looks amazing.
Thank you.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
And thanks for being here. And
Thank you for
if you ever
having
want to
me.
come back and plug anything else and talk about anything else, I would love to have you again.
Thank you. I would love that.
Aw,
Thanks for
thank you.
having
And I'm
me.
so happy you're moving back to Staten Island.
I'm back.
Then she'll
Welcome
be
back.
around more, and then
Yeah.
we could hang out.
I work right around here.
Yeah.
Like 5 minutes away.
Maybe one day you can cut my hair.
Yeah.
I always wanted that, but like my friends like, don't fucking do it. Then you're gonna definitely want long hair again.
I'm chopping my hair in 2 weeks. So
Oh, wow.
See, I gotta see what it
you
looks
gotta
like on
see
you.
first. See how I am emotionally also.
I want to see.
I'm going like,
You're doing that. See, that's what I've been wanting to do.
I'm doing it.
I want to see. I'm going to come back to you and ask you what you feel about it, because it's
gonna-
about our emotional.
Well, I'm like a big ponytail girl. Like I wear this all the time. and it's
remember with that,
breaking
you-
my hair.
But
My
yeah,
hair's breaking.
Oh,
Like at my hairline. So I'm like, yeah.
all right. So with your new, what do you call it, bob?
A bob.
All right, with your new bob, I will see it soon. So I
Yes.
can't wait to see it. And follow her, guys. And thank you so much for being on Hello Podcast. Thanks for being here, and thanks for tuning in, guys. I love you all. Hey guys, thank you so much for listening to Hello with me, Angelinas. As always, be sure to subscribe and leave us a 5-star review, and head over to patreon.com/AngelinaMTV for extended uncensored episodes where you could win fun goodies like signed headshots, note cards from our recordings. Follow us on Instagram at Hello Podcast for extra tea, and there's a lot of tea on there. Just letting you know, you guys are going to want to hear it. So follow me there. See you next time.